Hi, and welcome to this series of lessons on the parts of speech. My name is Arshadayu, and in this first lesson, I am going to give you a quick introduction to the 8 parts of speech. In the following lessons, we'll learn in detail about each part of speech. Before we start, just remember, if you have any questions at all, just let me know in the comment section below and I'll talk to you there. Okay, so first of all, what is a part of speech? Well, a part of speech is just the name given to a word based on the job that it does in a sentence. Think of parts of speech as being kind of like job titles, just like a person can be a teacher, a doctor, or a lawyer. A word can be a verb, an adjective, a noun, etc. depending on the job that it does in a sentence. And these can be really useful to learn because when you are studying grammar, you will come across terms like these. You'll come across terms like nouns, verbs, and adjectives, and if you know what they mean, it can help you to speed up your study of grammar. Alright, so how many parts of speech are there? There are 8 parts of speech, and we start by talking about the verb. We start with the verb because verbs are probably the most important words in English language, and that is for 2 reasons. First, every sentence in English must have a verb. You cannot have sentences without verbs in English. And the second reason is that only verbs have tenses. I'm sure you know about present tense, past tense, and past participle tense. That's how we talk about different times, and to do that, we change the forms of verbs. So verbs are really very important. So what does a verb do? Well, a verb is a word that shows an action and the state of the subject. In other words, verbs are action words, or the words which denote action are called verbs.
So, a verb is the part of a sentence that tells us what the subject performs. Verbs are the hearts of English sentences. Examples. Let's look at some examples. Jacob walks in the morning. A usual action. Mike is going to school. A condition of action. Albert does not like to walk. Here in this sentence you see that a negative action. Anna is a good girl, a state of being. So verbs are related to a lot of other factors like the subject, person, number, tense, mood, voice, etc. Let us look at some basic forms of verbs. Well, there are 6 basic forms of verbs. These forms are as follows. Base form, children play in the field. Here, the word play is a base form of the verb. Infinitive, tell them not to play. To play is an infinitive form of the verb. Past tense, they played football yesterday. So played is the past form of the verb. Past participle, I have eaten a burger. Here, the word eaten is a past participle form. Present participle, I saw them playing with him today. Playing is a present participle form of the verb. Gerund, swimming is the best exercise. So swimming is a gerund. Well, if you are wondering as to what gerunds are, then you can see my video which I have made, a video on gerunds and infinitives in details. And I'm gonna put the link in the description so that you can watch it watch this video on gerunds and infinitives. Now let us look at the different types of verbs. Well, there are several types of verbs. Main verb or base verb, regular or weak verbs, irregular or strong verbs, transitive verbs, intransitive verb, finite verbs, non-finite verbs, action verbs, linking verb, auxiliary verbs, modal verbs. There are so many types of verbs, you see. Now we are not going to go in details about all the verbs, but then I'll give you a simple and very clear information about verbs that you can look into. Base verb. The base verb is the form of a verb where it has no ending, that is ing, ed, en added to it. It is also called the root verb since it is the very root form of a verb. Examples: I go to school every day. You run a mile every morning. Do your homework. Now let us look at regular verb. The verbs that follow the most usual conjugations are considered regular verbs. It is regular since it abides by most, if not all, of the regular grammar rules there are. Examples: Rehan plays cricket. Tam called out my name. You really walked all the way back. Irregular verbs. The verbs that have irregularities in terms of following grammar rules are irregular verbs in general. Examples: do the dishes. I hardly ever drink enough water in a day. She drove all the way back. Transitive verb. The main verb that takes a direct object sitting right after it would be a transitive verb. They usually construct the most straightforward of sentences. Example: she went to the fair. We do not like being called out loud in crowds. I love visiting my village home. Intransitive verb. The main verb that does not take a direct object specified right afterward, and rather there is an indirect one mentioned somewhere along the line, is called an intransitive verb. These verbs often make the corresponding sentences incomplete. Example: I laughed. John ran. A gust of cold wind blew. Linking verbs. A linking verb adds details about the subject of a sentence. In its simplest form, it connects the subject and the complement, that is, the words that follow the linking verb. It creates a link between them instead of showing action. Often what is on each side of a linking verb is equivalent. The complement redefines or restates the subject. Generally, linking verbs are called be verbs, which are am, is, are, was, were. However, there are some other verbs that can work as linking verbs. Those verbs are act, feel, remain, appear, become, seem, smell, sound, grow, look, prove, stay, taste, turn. Some verbs in this list can also be action verbs. To figure out if they are linking verbs, you should try replacing them with forms of the be verbs. If the change to sentence makes sense, that verb is a linking verb. For example, she appears ready for the game. She is ready for the game. It means she is ready for the game. The food seemed delicious. The food was delicious. You look happy, or you are happy. Auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are also called helping verbs. An auxiliary verb extends the main verb by helping to show time, tense, and possibility. The auxiliary verbs are be verbs, have and do. They are used in the continuous or progressive and perfect tenses. Linking verbs work as main verbs in the sentence, but auxiliary verbs help main verbs. Do is an auxiliary verb that is used to ask questions, to express negation, to provide emphasis, and more. Example: Alex is going to school. They are walking in the park. I have seen a movie. Do you drink tea? Don't waste your time. Please do submit your assignments. Now let us look at modal verbs. A modal verb is a kind of auxiliary verb. It assists the main verb to indicate possibility, potentiality, ability, permission, expectation, and obligation. The modal verbs are can, could, must, may, might, ought to, shall, should, will, would. Example: I may want to talk to you again. They must play their best game to win. She should call him. I will go there. So having said this, we have completed our verb session. Now let us look at the other parts of speech. Nouns. Nouns refer to persons, animals, places, things, ideas, or events, etc. Nouns encompass most of the words of a language. Noun can be a person, a name for a person. Example: Max, Julie, Catherine, Michelle, Bob, etc. An animal, a name for an animal: dog, cat, cow, kangaroo, etc. A name of a place, a name for a place: London, Australia, Canada, Mumbai, etc. Thing, a name for a thing: bat, ball, chair, door, house, computer, etc. Idea, a name for an idea: devotion, superstition, happiness, excitement, etc. Now let us look at different types of nouns. Proper noun, common noun, abstract noun, concrete noun, countable noun, non-countable noun, collective noun, compound noun. Now let us look at proper noun. A proper noun is a name which refers only to a single person, place, or thing, and there is no common name for it. In written English, a proper noun always begins with capital letters. Example: Melbourne. It refers to only one particular city. Steve refers to a particular person name. Australia. There is no other country named Australia. This name is fixed for only one country. Now let us look at common noun. A common noun is a name for something which is common for many things, a person or places. It encompasses a particular type of things, person, or places. Example: country. It can refer to any country, nothing in particular. City. It can refer to any city like Melbourne, Mumbai, Toronto, etc., but nothing in particular. So a common noun is a word that indicates a person, place, thing, etc. in general, and a proper noun is a specific one of those. Now let us look at abstract noun. An abstract noun is a word for something that cannot be seen but is there. It has no physical existence. Generally, it refers to ideas, qualities, and conditions. Example: truth, lies, happiness, sorrow, time, friendship, humor, patriotism, etc. Concrete noun. A concrete noun is the exact opposite of abstract noun. It refers to the things we see and have physical existence. Example: chair, table, bat, ball, water, money, sugar, etc. Now let us look at collective noun. A collective noun is a word for a group of things, people or animals, etc. Example: family, team, jury, cattle, etc. Collective nouns can be both plural and singular. However, Americans prefer to use collective nouns as singular, but both of the uses are correct in other parts of the world. A pronoun. Now let us look at what are pronouns. Pronouns. A pronoun is used in place of a specific noun mentioned earlier in a sentence, so that you don't have to keep saying or writing that particular noun. Example: Michael is a good boy. He gets up early in the morning. Here, you don't have to mention Michael again. Instead, you can use he. Now let us look at types of pronoun. Subject pronouns, object pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, intensive pronouns, relative pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns. Now let us look at subject pronouns. Subject pronouns work as the subject of the verb in a sentence. A subject pronoun normally replaces the subject or object or a noun of the previous sentence. Example: Mike can't attend the party. He has gone to his grandparents. Martha is a good storyteller. She told a ghost story that scared everyone. Julie made some cakes. They look tasty. Here the subject pronoun replaced the object of the previous sentence. Now let us look at object pronouns. Object pronouns work as the object or indirect object in a sentence, replacing the antecedent object. This form of the pronoun is also used after prepositions. Example: I'll give you a present on your birthday. I have a great idea for you. After preposition, okay? Tell her that you'll take the job. I have a gift for your boss. Give it to your boss. Here, it works as an object. Now let us look at adjectives. An adjective describes or modifies noun or nouns and pronouns in a sentence. It normally indicates quality, size, shape, duration, feelings, contents, and more about a noun or pronoun. Adjectives usually provide relevant information about the nouns or pronouns. They modify or describe by answering the questions: what kind, how many, which one, how much. Adjectives enrich your writing by adding precision and originality to it. Now let us look at some examples. The team has a dangerous batsman. So here, dangerous indicates what kind. I have 10 candies in my pocket. Well, the word 10 is indicating how many candies you have in your pocket. I loved that red car. Now the word that red is indicating which one. I earn more money than he does. So more is indicating how much. An adjective describes or modifies nouns or pronouns in a sentence. It normally indicates, as I said earlier, quality, size, shape, duration, feelings, contents, and more about a noun or a pronoun. Now, however, there are also many adjectives which do not fit into these questions. Adjectives are the most used parts of speech in sentences. There are several types of adjectives according to their use. Now let us look at types of adjectives: descriptive adjectives, quantitative adjectives, proper adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, possessive adjectives. Now let us look at what descriptive adjectives are. A descriptive adjective is a word which describes nouns and pronouns. Most of the adjectives belong in this type. These adjectives provide information and attribute to the nouns or pronouns they modify or describe. Descriptive adjectives are also called qualitative adjectives. Participles are also included in this type of adjectives when they modify a noun. Examples: I have a fast car. The word fast is describing an attribute of the car. I am hungry. The word hungry is providing information about the subject. The hungry cats are crying. I saw a flying eagle. Alright, now let us look at quantitative adjectives. A quantitative adjective provides information about the quantity of the nouns or pronouns. This type belongs to the question category of how much and how many. For example, I have 20 bucks in my wallet. Now here, 20 is indicating how much. They have 3 children. Now 3 is indicating how many. Now let us look at adverbs. An adverb is a word or a set of words that modifies the verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. It tells when, where, and how an action is performed or indicates the quality or degree of the action. Many adverbs end in ly, but some words which end in ly, such as friendly, are not adverbs. Many words can be both adverbs and adjectives according to their activity in the sentence. Now let us see some examples. Robin is always hungry for success. I love her very much. Here, the word very much is an adverb. He is running fast. The word fast is an adverb. Alex works hard. He wrote that willingly. So the word willingly is an adverb. Now let us see the types of adverbs. Types of adverbs: conjunctive adverbs, sentence adverbs, adverbs of time or frequency, adverbs of place or direction, adverbs of degree, that is how much, etc. Adverbs of manner. Now let us see conjunctive adverbs. A conjunctive adverb connects phrases or independent clauses. It provides transitions between ideas and shows relationships. Conjunctive adverbs are also called connectors. Example: it rained last night. Nonetheless, the final match has not been cancelled. We are still confused, however, if the umpires will come. Last season there was a great drought. Consequently, we could not grow crops. Now let us look at sentence adverbs. A sentence adverb starts the sentence and modifies the whole sentence. Example: hopefully we will win the match. Apparently the sky is getting cloudy. Certainly I did not think of coming here. Adverbs of time or frequency. Adverbs of time or frequency indicate time or frequency of the action in the sentence. They answer the question when, how frequently is the action performed. Always, never, often, eventually, now, frequently, occasionally, once, forever, seldom, before, Sunday, Monday, 10 a.m., 12 p.m., etc. are common adverbs of time or frequency. Now, example: I went to school a little late yesterday. He always gets a good result. I will leave Monday. He smokes occasionally. So these are the examples of frequency adverbs. Now let us look at prepositions. What is a preposition? A preposition is a word that indicates the relationship between a noun and the other words of a sentence. They explain a relationship of sequence, space, and logic between the object of the sentence and the rest of the sentence. They help us understand order, time, connections, and positions. Now let us see with examples. I am going to Canada. To is a preposition. Alex threw a stone into the pond. The word into is a preposition. The present is inside the box. Inside is the preposition. They have gone out of the town. Out of is a preposition. Now let us see types of prepositions. Prepositions of time, prepositions of place and direction, prepositions of agents or things, phrasal prepositions. Now let's study each prepositions in details. Prepositions of time. Prepositions of time show the relationship of time between the nouns to the other parts of a sentence. On, at, in, from, to, for, since, ago, before, till or until, by, etc. are the most common prepositions of time. Now let's see with an example. He started working at 10 a.m. The company called meeting on 25th October. There is a holiday in December. He has been ill since Monday. The word since is a preposition. Prepositions of place and direction. Prepositions of place show the relationship of place between the nouns to the other parts of a sentence. On, at, in, by, from, to, towards, up, down, across, between, among, through, in front of, behind, above, over, under, below, etc. are the most common prepositions of place or direction. Example: he is at home. He came from England. The police broke into the house. I live across the river. Prepositions of agents or things. Prepositions of agents or things indicate a casual relationship between nouns and other parts of the sentence. Of, for, by, with, about, etc. are the most used and common prepositions of agents or things. Example: this article is about smartphones. Most of the guests have already left. I will always be here for you. He is playing with his brothers. Now let us look at phrasal prepositions. A phrasal preposition is not a prepositional phrase, but they are a combination of two or more words that function as a preposition, along with, apart from, because of, by means of, according to, in front of, contrary to, in spite of, on account of, in reference to, in addition to, in regard to, instead of, on top of, out of, with regard to, etc. are the most common phrasal prepositions. Example: they, along with their children, went to Atlanta. According to the new rules, you are not right. In spite of being a good player, he was not selected. I am going out of the city. So these are some of the examples of phrasal prepositions. Now let us jump right straight to conjunctions. Now let us talk about conjunctions. So what are conjunctions? Conjunctions are used to join clauses, phrases and words together for constructing sentences. Conjunctions make a link between or among words or groups of words to other parts of the sentence and show a relationship between among them. For example, Alex and Robin are playing together. Here the word and is a conjunction. Alex plays well, but Robin plays better than him. I play cricket and Robin plays football. When he was sick, I went to see him. So the word when is a conjunction here in this example. Now let us look at the types of conjunctions: coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions. Now let's see what coordinating conjunctions are. The job of a coordinating conjunction is to join two words, phrases or independent clauses which are parallel in structure. There are 7 coordinating conjunctions which are by far the most common conjunctions. Example: we went to the stadium and enjoyed the cricket match. Do you want ice cream or would some chocolates be more preferable? Go away and never come back. Now let us look at correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunction uses a set of words in a parallel sentence structure to show a contrast or to compare the equal parts of a sentence. The words of correlative conjunctions have a special connection between them. The correlative conjunctions are not only but also either or neither, nor, both, and not, but, whether, or etc. Example: neither Alex nor Robin can play baseball. I want both ice cream and cereal. He ate not only the ice cream but also the chocolate. Rina is both the CEO and managing director of the company. She didn't know whether to call in or wait her turn. Now let us look at subordinating conjunctions. A subordinating conjunction joins elements of an unparalleled sentence structure. These elements are usually a dependent clause and an independent clause. Example: before we left home, I had my breakfast. Provided they come, we can start class Tuesday. When he was washing my car, I went to the store. Even though the weather was horrible, they still went outside. So these are conjunctions. Now let us look at interjection. Well, what is interjection? An interjection is a kind of exclamation inserted into regular speech. Actually, it is a brief and abrupt pause in speech for expressing emotions. They are unique and have some interesting features. Interjections do not have a grammatical function in sentence construction. They usually cannot be modified or inflected. They do not have to have a relation to the other parts of the sentence. They are highly context sensitive. In spoken language, interjections are the words we instantly use to show our reaction to something which influences our emotion. They are the initial reaction and sometimes do not even make sense. However, for formal speech or writing, using interjections is not appropriate. Types of interjections, we have primary interjection, secondary interjection, and mild interjection. Let us look at each interjection in details. First one is primary interjection. The words that are exclusively interjections and cannot be classified as any other parts of speech are called primary interjections. Example: oops, my bad. Wow, you had time to join us. Alas, I couldn't be there on time. Now let us look at the secondary interjection. The nouns, adjectives, and other parts of speech that act as interjections on occasions are called secondary interjections. Say for example, indeed, I was waiting for your premonitions. Goodness, how did you go through all these books in a day? Holy cow, you are the last person I expected. Now let us look at mild interjections. The relatively mild expression of feelings and emotions is usually called mild interjections. These types are typically separated from the rest of the sentence by commas. Examples: oh, I was looking for you. Well, it wasn't very easy. I am doing well. So having said this, we have completed interjection class, and we not only completed interjection, but we've completed all the parts of speech. And if you like the video, please hit the like button, and please do subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends, family, and other people. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Have a great day. Bye for now.